raised in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the blue bonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. True crime, lollipops coming after you. Pop, pop, goes the mysteries lock. Sweet detectives ticking like a clock. With sugar and grit, they won't stop. True crime, lollipops gonna make it rock. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the whip.
Well, hello, my beautiful friends. How's everybody doing today? Sorry I'm so late coming on. I didn't even get a chance to put a notice out or anything. I had some errands to take care of today, and time completely got away from me. So, thank you for being here. Hello, Sea Star Splash. I completely 100% agree with you. Hello, Diana Hawkins. How you doing? I know it's crazy with all the evidence that we see with our very own eyes. Makes you wonder. Hello, Daisy Dukes. How are you? Hey, Bobby. Good to have you. Miss Kathy, Miss Rhonda. Hello, hello. Let's see who else we got up in here with us. Michelle, thank you for being here. Let's see who else. Charlene, hello to you. Good to have everybody here. Lori, always good to have you. Let's see who else we got up in here. Let me get down a little further here. Narita, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Hello, beautiful friend, Miss Kelly East. How are you? And Nathan, how are you doing? Let's see. He says, I think an argument can be made. Sebastian can be seen the adjacent parking after Kate and Sebastian leave. The boy never came home. Very, very possible. Hello, Teresa. How are you doing? Let's see here. Randa, how you doing? Good to have you. Aloha, my friend. Hello, JH and Cooper. Good to have y'all with us. And Blue Eyes, hello. Hello to everybody. Hey, New Bean, how you doing? Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you all for coming yesterday and seeing what we saw. And before we get started, I want to kind of go back to yesterday's live a little bit and got a new picture that I want to show. And let's see here. Let me get down here to the bottom. Bobby. Oh, here you go. Thank you so much, Bobby. You are so, so sweet. I know this irritates people, but I'm going to play it. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you so, so much. Hey, Rita Bell. Hey, Pat Velasca. How you doing? I gotta talk to you. I was up till 3 this morning. Oh no. Guys, I went to bed early last night. I slept so hard. I guess my brain was just exhausted. I slept so hard. I woke up at like 8:30 this morning. I thought I had slept the whole day. I thought it was 8:30 at night, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh." So I just laid there for a minute, and next thing you know, I woke up at 1:30 today. After lunch, I was like, "Good golly, Miss Molly." I was exhausted. Hey, tap dancer Lizzie. Y'all come on in, have a seat. Hello to everyone in chat, everybody in the bushes, and anyone on replay. Thank you all for just coming and listening and seeing what we've got going on over here. Like I said earlier, I'm going to go backwards to yesterday when we talked about the possibility of like a fog machine, the smoke, being something to screen off what activity was actually happening. So let me share this with you real quick, because our friend who did all the work shared this, and this makes it almost obvious. Okay, here we have this picture. Wait, is this the right picture? I don't think this is the right picture. Hold on. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm not as crazy as I thought I was. So I'm going to zoom in. And what do you see here? I see a machine type of mechanism with smoke coming straight up. I see a person to the side. Can y'all see that? It looks as if someone is over here with an arm down. This right here, folks, this is smoke going straight up, coming straight out of this, whatever this is, straight up. And this is the picture that I couldn't clear my brain enough yesterday, because I see the woman. Do you see the woman right here? I got stuck on this woman, this right here. There's somebody walking through up here. But look here, if you look at the bottom of this picture, this is exactly what we're seeing. There is one of those smoke canisters, and there is smoke being released. So that pretty much sums that up, in my opinion. Of course, always, always, always in our opinions, but that's pretty obvious what's happening right there with this right here. So I wanted to show y'all that. She sent that to me. It was a better picture, easier to see and to understand the smoke canister there. And oh, wow. Wow, wow, and wow. More wow. There's more pictures that she sent. I haven't had time to look through them and go through them a little bit, but we'll definitely go over those tomorrow. And yeah, folks, unbelievable. Unbelievable, the things we're seeing when that darkness gets the shadow part gets taken off, that dark gets removed from those photos, and what lies underneath. I wonder, still, I have the question in my head, has somebody already seen all this? Have they been sitting on this whole entire time? Oh, it just is crazy. I have turned them in. I have. I have sent them in to be analyzed, for them to do whatever they need to do with, because I did read your text. Y'all, Legally Blonde's gonna hate me. I'm so bad about getting back to her. I was asleep when she called again today, and then jumped up, took a shower, ran out of the house, ran back. Oh, it's been a crazy day. I hope it's being investigated. I really, really do. Now, before we get too far in, make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We would love to have you part of our family over here. Always hit the little bell. Make sure you have all clicked on there so that you get all the notifications, all the things, okay? If you want to be a member, we would love to have you. And I am going to continue to put this up because I am tired of the content we put out over here is being misrepresented as we're putting out facts, as we are hateful people or whatever. So we will have this up. Hopefully, I'll remember to do it every stream. Myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in chat, express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We are here for helpful purposes only. We are not here for drama, for hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And more importantly, my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. And with that being said, sad that we even have to do all that. It's crazy because my gosh, nobody was there. Nobody knows everything 100% except for those involved. So, with that being said, let's carry on throughout the day here. Yes. Okay. Legally Blonde says it will come to prosecutors. The prosecutors are going to have to prove their case. They will have to prove it all happened. So, I don't know if those in the justice system in Sumner County are on the up and up or not. Oh, I'm out. So I hope you feel better. I tell you, I woke up yesterday coughing and blowing my nose. And, it's time for the rain to start coming and it blows all that stuff out of the trees. And, it's that time of year for me. But I hope you feel better. I tell you, I'm with you, Nathan. I wouldn't feel comfortable traveling through Sumner County either. My goodness. I don't know that I trust any of them at all. But, it is what it is. Yeah. If there's nobody to be found. Well, we're going to listen here. I want to just get this part over because this is just a small clip here that I'm going to play for you to listen. And I was listening to Ruby and Rich the other day. He said something at the end of his live stream that really, really caught my attention. Hey, Reality, how you doing, darling? Hope you're doing good. But Ruby and Rich said something the other day, and it piqued my interest. We know he had received some documents. We know that there are things he can't say. He's tried to leave little breadcrumbs here and there. And he was interested enough to go back to the area after reading some of the things that he actually read. Well, he's not going to do anything to jeopardize the case. Very good for him. But he did mention a business that was not far from the Prophet home that they went back and got the video from them, surveillance video, the security video from this business. So I've been trying to figure out what business could it be? Yes, we're going to listen to that too, Daisy Dukes. we'll listen to that next. But I want to play this part real quick because, guys, I think I might have an idea. Let's play what he had to say. This is about 6 minutes long, and I'm going to go ahead and put the copyright banner up just because, we want to do this the right way. I'm not going to play his channel, but most all of you have subscribed. If you have not, I encourage you to subscribe to Rich and Ruby. He is putting out some really great work. So let's listen here to what he has to say. Hang tight. Let me get to it. Why is it not playing?
And something they've already had, that's more along the lines of what I think it is. I think it's more along the lines that somebody happened to watch this video that maybe is new to the case, or somebody that took over a different office, that the tape was there, they saw it, and they saw something that rang a bell. That's what I think it'll end up being. I wish they would say something about it, but I'm glad that they're not, because when they don't come out and debunk it, then that means that, hey, we're going on a path that might lead to something, finally. Although it's been a year and a half, answers are answers. Truth is truth. Keep digging, we shall receive it, right? Hopefully. Will we see arrests? I don't know. Will we see? I don't know. Eventually, they're going to have to say something. So hopefully, we get some new information. We get something from law enforcement. It would mean more to me, because I still look at everything as 50-50 till law enforcement says something, and they know that. And I think they understand that as well. Like I want to see that proof in a statement that this is what this is. This is the meaning behind it. Is it something that might lead us, right? Because he always, it always got me by what he told Dick Barris in that interview. It could play a role down the road, right? I always wondered about that. They were looking at this from early on, that this investigation they knew might take a while, right? When you say something like that, that's what I get from it. And of course, that's just my opinion, but and I'm sure I am entitled to that. No disrespect to anyone. I'm just saying, when you say something like that, and then you get that after the landfill search by Ken, and then you get this, I'm not going to say he didn't have shoes, we don't know what he was wearing. You start putting all this together, and you think, why did they on the 11th day take all that thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, to do that in their backyard? Why? Why did they go back at a few weeks and go through that house again? Why did they serve a warrant on April 2nd to recover or receive something? I don't know if that's what it's for, but that's what along the lines it looks like, that they were there to get something. Why? Because they lawyered up. We know that now they have to do it the proper way. Did it take a while to get these warrants? Did they need these warrants and were trying to dig and find anything that would give them probable cause, and that's why somebody viewed these videos again and found something? Is that what's leading to that April 2nd? I don't know this. I wish I did, but they are not talking. And they're answering some questions, but not the serious ones. The ones I want to know is this 100% something that could break this door wide open? That's what I want to know, because that's what I'm being told. And I know we have to take that as a grain of salt. I say that all the time. Take everything we say here as a grain of salt until we see it put out by police. That's our little code way of talking about things here, right? Everything's allegedly until we get the black and white proof. The proof from Eric Craddock or FBI or Secret Service or TBI, until they come out and give that statement. Hey, I know y'all been hearing these things out there, and either say they didn't pan out the way we wanted, or they put us in a new direction and we're following the lead and we're going to work it to the end. And that's all we can say, right? Because that's what I'm presuming they're probably going to come out and say after a while, because it is getting some magnitude behind it. It is blowing up. I know a lot of people aren't covering this case anymore, but as we said, we don't quit on any of them. We did a Maddie Soto video this morning. There's some stuff going on around Jen because the officer made the comment that as at that moment, they didn't have no plans to charge Jen, but that could all change based on their findings. And they still are investigating. This case is still not closed. So that means that why else would it be open? The only reason that this thing would still be open would be that you're trying to figure out how to charge Jen. That, to me, that's what that points at. But of course, that's my opinion. Take it as a grain of salt. Allegedly, however you want to say it, take it all as allegedly. Everything we talk about until we see it. But now, if it's out there in black and white proof and the police have already said it, like a lot of what we talk about, then hey, it is what it is. All I can say is I pray that this is something that leads them to this child and give Seth Rogers at least that. Right? I don't know if he knows by now. He might know, and I know his hands would be tied. He couldn't say anything, and that's fine. I'm not going to ask him. But, I'd like to know if he knows. I would like to know. I'm sure by now he does know, I would think, because he does have a pretty close relationship. I don't know after the last one. Well, I still think they would maybe give him, well, I don't know. He's not cleared either, so I don't know. That's the hardest part. Maybe he's not getting this information. And bless his heart if he's not. If he's talking to the locals, he's getting it. Because it's all over the locals. Hendersonville, it's blowing up like freaking tabloids. Like everybody knows about it. And there's 3 people that, from what I understand, that have seen it. Now they won't talk about it. She told me straight out, I've been advised not to talk about it. I can't. I'm sorry. I would love to, but I can't. And hey, at least she's honest. So, and I won't share the name. I told her I wouldn't share her name, but I don't know. I'm sure eventually it'll all come out, right? That's what I want to know. It's all going to come out eventually.
Okay, so what do y'all think about that? The most interesting thing that he said in there, basically talking about the neighborhood, the area, is like a tabloid. They're all talking about it. This surveillance video that's out there that they've had all along. And guys, did you hear him say the 3 people that actually saw it with their own eyes? Do you all remember the story that Mommy Socks, Kathy Bauer Socks, Chris's mommy, was at Worsham's at 5:45 a.m. that morning, sitting in the parking lot at Worsham's. 3 people reported that. Do you remember that? Katie drove to his school a little after 6. Remember? You have to drive past Worsham's. What would Christopher's mother be doing sitting at Worsham's at 5:45 in the morning? A car looked identical to hers, and 3 people saw her sitting in her car at Worsham's. Is that the surveillance video they have? Is that what some new person came in and saw and is investigating? Okay, Gypsy said, I heard, oh, it slipped away, sorry. Heard Mommy Socks came in and unloaded a 5 dozen of Walmart eggs in the market shopping bag. Had to have an excuse why she needed to be there, I guess. Yes, I did, JH. I did. Yes. Someone has that tape. Does law enforcement have that? I wonder. I wonder if that's the surveillance recording that is so much talked about in the papers that he received on accident. I mean, guys, it's about a 40-minute drive from her house to Katie and Chris's house. Worsham's is less than 5 minutes from Katie and Chris's house. What would she be doing way over there at 5:45 in the morning? I thought that was very interesting. And in my opinion, when he said there were 3 people that saw it with their own eyes. We knew that at the very beginning. 3 people came forward and said they saw her sitting there. So have they had this surveillance tape this whole time? Makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. Okay, guys, if you have not subscribed to Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventure, please make sure you do. They are amazing, good people trying to do good work. And so we're fixing to listen to something, and a phone call they had with Mr. Chris. And so I'm going to play a tiny bit of music just because I'm really supposed to. So let's get that going. We've got our copyright up. Their channel description is in the description of this video. So please make sure you sub up. And let's listen to this. All right, here we go. I'm going to start it right about here, and we're going to listen.
I wonder if they've still got their yard.
Oh, interesting.
We don't know. Hopefully they do.
Yeah,
And probably do. But
they probably
that's
do.
a good question, because she was talking about how they stay up for so long and people take them down.
Mm-hmm.
A parent's yard, the
That's
poster
great.
should remain up. I would have a banner out there. I would.
Yeah, maybe a billboard.
Yeah. Why hang up posters? You know, Katie said, let's hang up posters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to hang up posters. Of course, they take them down after a while. Well, guys, posters are ancient. We now have the internet,
This
There's
social media.
over.
You know, guys, it's like,
This is just
I seen on somebody's comment on somebody's page
Uh-huh.
channel, and it said it was from Sarah Wims, 9025. I will tell you one thing: if my autistic son went missing, I wouldn't move. I'd be begging for interviews in print, on YouTube, TV, etc. That's
Wow,
us.
Yeah,
You're going to hear Sheila and I in this conversation with Chris Proudfoot,
Proudfoot. Yes.
practically beg. Thank you,
Mhm.
babe.
You're welcome.
Practically beg. And that's why Sheila doesn't talk a lot, guys. Sheila's mainly here to keep me in line and make sure what I say is straight. But
guys, these 2 right here are precious. They are good-hearted people from Kentucky, and they actually was looking into Jaden Spicer's case and on boots on ground searching because he wasn't far. So they are really great people. Thank you, TJ, for dropping that link for them, and Daisy. Thank you.
Well, with everything that we've got going on, you know, we do have the internet now, and we do have the YouTube and X and what's
Twitter and all that
all
stuff.
those other things. I mean, that they could do interviews on that would help get the word out. Yeah.
Well, we actually begged. We're begging Chris
Yeah.
to set it up with Katie. And he said, I'm going to check with Katie. I'm going to ask Katie.
He said he would be open to it.
Katie's
but,
on here. Yeah.
What about her?
Katie's on here saying, please keep it going. Please keep it in the news. Please keep it out there. Well, we don't have but 25,000 subscribers, but we've got a whole lot of viewers. A whole lot of people view. They may not subscribe, but a lot of people views our videos. That comes through when you see your YouTube chart. We went 3 times and finally the motor blew up on our vehicle. Actually, guys, we were doing a video on something else. Was it the lady that it comes up in this? Yeah.
Talina Fields.
Talina Fields. It comes up while we're talking to Chris in this conversation. And we tell him we'd come down there before. We went to Talina Fields, the lady that cooked her mother, murdered her mother and cooked her.
Yes. Beautiful.
And we talked about how our vehicle broke down. We had to put it in a garage, and it did. And it cost us like $350, $400. We got it out and we got started towards Sebastian's again, towards Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Yep.
And we got on the Cumberland Parkway right there at I-65, and we broke down again. It blew up.
Okay, Nathan, yes, I agree with you. Once they get on their podcast, it seems that they get their little heartstrings pulled and start twisting and turning and making things so much lighter than what it really is. But I'll tell you this, Mr. Chris was to ever come on here and talk to me, I have his hard questions. I got a whole list of them ready to go. Things I want to ask that no one else is asking him. And maybe that's why he's not coming on my channel.
Number 3, plug and coil.
Yeah.
Messed the motor up. They had stripped the plug and had to tap it.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Rethread it or something.
We had to buy a new motor.
Yeah. Y'all.
But the real stopper, even though our vehicle broke down, we got our vehicle fixed. And even though it broke down, that wasn't the real stopper from us from going to Tennessee. The real stopper was when Chris didn't get back to us.
Yeah.
I texted him a couple more times. He didn't get back. If you don't care, show those texts.
Okay.
Show the text message. Show anything we got.
These people are coming with some receipts. Yeah, Retha, I think he does know.
But they started filing lawsuits.
They filed a
Nathan, I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan. Trust me.
lawsuit.
YouTubers, I
At
guess.
least one. And threatened more.
Other one's got I think it was like a cease and desist or something.
You're saying that you want coverage for Sebastian?
Yeah.
But you say you're going to sue people? Guys, listen, we realize no one should be harassed. But was that just an excuse? We don't know. On one hand, they say they want attention for Sebastian. On the other hand, they're filing suits. Now,
Holly, this was just put out. I don't know if they tell us the exact date of the phone call, but this video was just done. It was one of the recent ones.
With that said, nobody should be harassed. We don't think nobody should be harassed. But if my child's missing and you want to harass me, if harassing me gets my child back, I guess I'm just going to have to be harassed. No such thing as bad publicity. Good or bad, it was attention.
He's still getting the attention.
For Sebastian.
Yeah.
Sheila and I talked with Chris on the phone. She's going to play that message now.
Yep.
We're going to talk afterwards. We're not going to interrupt.
Yeah, we're just going to let you all hear what was said, and then we'll talk after that.
Sheila don't like it when I interrupt, stop, start back. I'm sure you all don't either. So I'll try to remember what we talked about. At the end, I've made some notes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I interrupt, because I forget what people said.
I understand.
Any of you police officers out there, especially that worked the case, had dogs that did anything at all, when he gets on here talking, and
yeah, he said there was like 18 dogs they had there.
And when he gets on here talking, if you pick out anything that was said that it's not correct, bring it to somebody's attention, because we don't know. We don't know what he said, what he didn't. So she's going to play that video right here.
Mm-hmm.
Knew that it was you when it rang. We don't answer. I always let it go to voicemail. And I seen Nashville, and I told Sheila, I said, Chris,
Yep.
what about that?
He just told me.
Thanks for calling us, pal.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks for calling us. I hope we're right, but we think you and Katie's been treated wrongly. We've been watching some of these videos and some of these people that's doing these shows, and until people's proven to have done something or something like that, there's so many rumors out there. And how do you defend against it? And we're
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Michelle said, and Nathan said, the Mississippi area earlier, and Michelle put, I think he's in Easy Day Park area in the forest area. Now, I will say this. Rich was talking on one of his lives and said while he was out searching, he got harassed, threatened, cops were called on him, even though he had permission to be right behind that park area, behind the Easy Day Park area, right back behind there, same place Silvers had looked around and everything. Rich was constantly harassed. Bad. More so than when he's been in Tennessee. He said it was multiple times. People would come out there and follow him. They would go out there and tell him he needed to leave. One man was very angry. He was even out there and stood there and called the police. Got mad at the police because they would not make him leave. But the police didn't have to make him leave because he had permission to be on that property. So yes, that is a very big possibility. Why would they not want him searching that area? It's very sad. Let's listen to what Mr. Chris says, and we'll let it play all the way through.
We wanted to be able to maybe sit down and talk to you all one day. I'm a 40-year retired police officer, and I've solved a few cases in my day. But Sheila and I, we found this body a while back. We're both retired, and we found this shooter on I-75 that had shot those 5 people. And it took us 6 days, and I just had a total change in my Christian life. And when I started on this Sebastian, people started texting us to say, check on Sebastian. We wasn't familiar with it. And then the more we start checking, the more I see that I used to use the F-bomb myself. I used to use some language, and I used to be real outspoken and tell people, you remind me of myself. And unless people's been accused of something, or how would they react? So anyway, our thing is that we're just, me and Sheila just want to see if someday we could chat with you and Katie, and we don't have to have no cameras or nothing else. We just want to be able to sit down and see if we can help some way, at least to clear up some of the misconceptions that people has.
It's honestly, it just gets to the point where everybody has said so much. That's why we kind of pushed away from the public eye and talking and getting out there. It's just, I'll give you what I can. There's some things I can't give you.
Understandable.
Because that's law enforcement's has us not to.
Sure.
That's understandable.
Sure.
Yeah, she would be correct as far as us physically being out in the woods with everybody in the initial days and all this about searching. Law enforcement said, we do not want you out. We do not want you to get in the middle of it, because if something comes about and we need to talk to you or get a hold of you, we know where to find you. Now, that was said to all 3 parents, Seth, Katie, and myself. And we did exactly what they asked.
Sure.
Seth he's a grieving father. He's upset. He's missing his son. I'm not going to speak for how he feels. I'm not going to try to explain why or what he is doing, why he's doing what he's doing. I don't know. When it comes to Katie and myself, we've literally listened to everything that law enforcement says as. And it doesn't matter what it is. Like if they want something, they send me a message, send Katie a message, and they get it.
Sure.
I mean, it's not even a question. You know, I mean, if you want something, what do you want? Let me get it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll bring it to you. Whatever it is, I don't care. You know, I mean, we've been like that since day one. And it's a constant battle with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
We understand that. We had a lady call the other night, text Sheila from West Virginia, and said she's got some information, said y'all need to contact me. And I told Sheila, I said, ask her what part, her phone showed up West Virginia, and I said, ask her what part of Hendersonville she's from and where she has searched at down there. And she wrote back and said, no, I'm not from down that area. I haven't been down there. And then Sheila told us, we're sorry, dear. There's so many rumors out there. We don't need more rumors. You know, we're talking to people that know something about it, you know, because all she's going to do is tell us what she has watched on a video or read in the paper. And that's not how you solve cases or work cases, or it's just not. But
well, everybody's upset. Like, I mean, so when you said me at work and all this, okay, well, I'm working in Memphis. I'm sitting in a tower crane as we speak right now.
sure.
In Memphis on the St. Jude project. You know, I just left my house last night actually from Hendersonville to come back to work.
Sure.
But, you know, when all this initially went down, you know, we called law enforcement. You know, people have a hard time understanding, well, you call 911 because I don't need 911 when I know that I can call directly to the dispatch desk and get a dispatcher.
Yeah, and you're out in the county. We understand it. You're out in the sheriff's department boundary. You want me in the. Yeah, I heard that, but I thought Sheila and I talked about that. Why would you have to call if you know the number directly? Call the sheriff's office.
Yeah, I mean, that's the stuff that everybody does. You know, I'm sorry. I know where I live. I know the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, I mean, every parent should know your area. You should know your fire department. I mean, my fire department is a volunteer that's less than a quarter of a mile from my front door.
Sure.
I mean, that's my fire department. That's my EMS right there.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. We came down a while back and just walked away. I don't know. Like I said, my wife's been a Christian all of her life and all this and that. And I've really, this last thing we worked, I've seen everything in the world in 40 years, but for some reason it really affected me, and the good Lord's just blessed me. And again, you never know about things. If you're innocent, can you imagine what an injustice that you've been done during all? And that was Sheila and my thing was, and again, I know you're busy. I know you work all the time. I know you, but I think that Sheila and I could, if you and Katie ever get a chance and get a couple hours where we could come down and visit with you. And if you can't, that's understandable. You've done more than I probably expected just calling us, but I think we could do.
Believe it or not, I mean, I am not away from the idea of sitting down and having a conversation with people. And I told people in the beginning, I will have conversations with people. And I just tell everybody, I'm brash, I'm direct, but I'm respectful.
That's Fred McCoy, buddy.
The way.
Okay. Just to clear it up, that man's been invited over here multiple times and is yet to come. He picks and chooses who he's going to call and talk to. He picks and chooses who he interacts with, and they have to be on his side, I assume, because he really doesn't want the hard questions, in my opinion.
That's just the way I was raised. You know,
Well, that military.
I mean, that's the other part of it is I don't have time to sugarcoat people's cookies for me. That's not me.
You know, I used to be like that. I'm trying to change. Sheila's, and the good Lord's changing me on that part. But I'm telling you, people used to say one thing about Fred McCoy, you don't have to go to the country store to find out what he thinks about you. He'll tell you to your face. And I respect people like that. I just think that people need to see a different angle, from a police officer's perspective, from Sheila. Sheila's a retired school teacher Sheila's dealt. We've got a nephew that's autistic, and she's dealt with schools and school systems. Again, me and Sheila just thought that you all had, and Katie, the both of you, at least the person, I'm not going to say we're on your side. We're not on nobody's side, but I guarantee you that your side would get to be heard. From what I understand, he's in the Navy.
Yes.
Haven't they heard?
16 years.
Yeah, 16 years. Well, haven't you never heard he does like a sailor? They used to tell me you curse like a sailor when I was a Marine. But so you and Katie talk if you get a chance. You all ever feel like it? Once you're accused, parents already know, Chris, that we're looked at. If something happens to our children today, they would be looking at me and Sheila. Mm-hmm. That's just the way we do in police work. And a lot of times that is the case, no doubt. We've got some good questions, and I think you and Katie could put a lot of stuff to rest.
Well, I mean, me and Katie have taken polygraph tests with law enforcement.
Really, Mr. Chris? Where's your papers? Prove it. We want the receipts. Because you told Nancy Grace you would take one. However, you didn't feel like her polygrapher knew what he was doing, even though he was the best polygrapher in the entire United States. What, you wanted your friends to give you a polygraph so they could just ask you everyday questions about maybe poker games or maybe what you were doing yesterday so you could pass? Is that it? Just asking.
We both passed our polygraph test. Seth, as I don't know, I only from what I've been told, Seth took a polygraph test through Nancy Grace's TV show. Okay. I was advised by TBI not to do that. So I think that's...
Correction. No law enforcement will ever advise you against taking a polygraph test. He is so full of himself that he honestly believes people believe the lies he speaks. And if a TBI agent advised him not to take a polygraph test of any sorts, then they're trying to cover up something, wouldn't you say? Come on already. This is so old. We've had that whole conversation so many times. It's just disgusting. Law enforcement is telling this man what he can and cannot do according to him. And you tell me any place in the United States that would have law enforcement advise a suspect as to what to do or not do. It don't work that way. Unless it only works that way in Sumner County.
Part of the big thing is they're all upset because, I told Nancy Grace that I would do it. And then when I went to talk to TBI, they said, no, don't recommend you do it. Okay, then that means I'm not doing it. Yeah. So I'll take it to TBI. So that's what they did.
And you did take one and passed it?
Oh, yes, sir.
See, that's that's things that people, the last I heard that you offered, and that's why you've been an injustice, because that you offered on Nancy Grace, you have time and place, and then when they offered it, that you backed out on it, and you'd never take one.
See, here's the other part that Nancy Grace has never said either. So her producer, Rachel, at the time, I was in contact with her and told her, I say, look, TBI has advised me not to take y'all's right away, to take theirs first. And if everything is good, then I don't need to take one with y'all. So let me deal with them first, because it isn't their investigation. And she was like, no, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had that conversation with her producer.
No.
And I also...
Okay. Nancy Grace is pretty straightforward. I don't know if anybody is believing this. But this man, no matter how you look at it, is still a suspect. He believes his own lies, folks. It's almost comical these days.
Also had a conversation. I don't know his name, but I don't know if it's Zappleton or something. She had another producer that she also uses. And I've had a conversation with him. And but none of that has been divulged to the public. None of it.
Mm.
You know, I mean, of course, they're a TV show. They're there for rating. They're for the money.
Anyway, I'm glad you
I mean, so I have seen your video. I seen the video where y'all drove down from Kentucky down 31. You came down through Kentucky down 31. You turned down McNerney and you went down that way. You came to Back Road.
Don't tell me this man doesn't watch everything pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. He's watched them. He's telling them what roads they took. He watches. He hears. He knows what's being said. That's the only way he can stay one step ahead, right? He can already have everything prearranged in his head for whatever he needs to describe and explain.
So I did watch your video, and I watched y'all go through the subdivision, the cul-de-sac, and you started coming back down, and you told Miss Sheila, you should go over and knock on that door.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And actually, she could have. So the sign is posted, no trespassers. We were told by law enforcement to put that up because of certain individuals out there that took it upon themselves to walk around our property, videotaping and taking photos without permission. So we were advised by law enforcement to put that up, you know. But we've had people come and knock on the door and ask questions and talk to us.
Wow.
As long as people are respectful, we don't. We're not.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, there is no law against being in the street and taking pictures of places, right? I don't know. I just didn't think it was a thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Shy away from.
Yeah.
Now, and me and Katie are all on the same page with law enforcement. We just don't want to be a part of the circus.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
good.
you know,
Yeah,
somehow
okay.
this has gotten away from our son.
Yeah.
And it's
No, sir, it has not. It has not gotten away from your son. He is the reason we come live every day and talk about his case. Sebastian is the reason we are here today. Not you, sir. Not you. Sebastian. Okay? I don't care what you and Katie do. I care about where your stepson is. And I question what involvement you had.
it's turned into this big old circus pointing fingers and like, why? Yeah, so that was Mr. Steve Fisher. He's a private investigator and he's licensed in 9 states. His credentials are probably some of the best out there. I mean, he has worked with DBI in East Tennessee, worked in 3 cases. He's worked in, all over the country.
Sure.
I mean, so why, when he said, look, I might be able to add something I don't know. And I've talked to him. We've had conversations offline, just like how we are doing now.
Exactly,
and our conversations
Teresa.
eventually led up to, I wound up meeting with him. And I said, look, I know you got some questions. And he gave me his questions. I said, well, instead of me explaining, can I show you? He said, sure.
Yeah.
So me and him got in his car. We drove around and I showed him. I said, look, this, from this angle here, standing here, looking at this, looking at this is where you see this is where I can explain this. And keep in mind that as I explain this to you, that the foliage is out here. Back in February, the trees were naked.
Mm-hmm.
No, they weren't. We have video of that day. The trees were not naked, sir. They weren't naked. Not all the trees were naked. And as far as your PI, in my opinion, he did exactly what you wanted him to do. And that is screw everything up. Cause a distraction like no other. Show a picture, a video of a man walking his dog. Oh, is that Sebastian hiding behind the truck? when your lazy ass wouldn't even drive around the corner and go ask the man about it. You let your PI put it out as proof where it wasn't.
There's no leaves, there's no nut. So everything that I'm telling you, you're not going to understand and see exactly because there's no leaves, or there's leaves on the trees, so you can't see directly where I'm pointing. Or, you know, we went to the reverse position of where I was saying and looked down, and I said, see the foliage? You can't see where we were standing. But once this is naked, you can see all the way across the street onto the other side of the Long Pike.
Sure.
And we saw all over the back part of the courtyard too yesterday, Mr. Chris.
And he was like, you know, I didn't think about that. And I said, yeah, I mean, and it's this and this. We drove around, we saw the retention pond, showed him which way the dog went, you know.
Chris, the dog itself, and my brother, he used to be the canine officer for our department. And, you know, a dog is only as good as it's been trained, and a dog is only as good as the handler that knows the indicators. And sometimes dog handlers, like everybody else, wants their 15 minutes of fame. And, you know, I've heard so many stories about the dogs hitting or didn't hit. And that was one of the questions we had, was about the dog and where the dog hit or did he hit and so forth like that. But again, you know, when you got a bunch of police officers, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, like that first week, they had ran 13 to 18 different dogs throughout, I mean, our house, around the house, everything. And not all of these dogs were from one group. We had dogs from Sumner County. We had highway patrol dogs. We had professional dog trackers, ones that trained with the FBI, sent out their two best canines that they always use.
Yeah.
One of those dogs has, I think it's got like 15 bodies credited to their search.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Then. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, so they brought out all these dogs and from all over the country. They came in. I mean, whatever they wanted, like I said, we didn't care. Like, you could have it, didn't care. And they got the scents. Now, out of those number of dogs, at least three of separate dogs went on the same path. And that path was out of our house. If you go out the front door, it went to the left, went down the side of that fence, and it comes back up to the front yard. Then the dog jolts diagonally back left between our neighbor's house through their backyard, goes down to the street, down to the main road Kellen when you came in on.
Sure.
Goes all the way to the top of the hill, turns right, goes into the next subdivision over, and it is tracking, and this dog is just running. And it gets to the retention pond and jumps in the retention pond. That was
Okay, now, I don't know if y'all recall, we'll have to go back and look for that, but we were told there was no scent of Sebastian. He's told this story multiple times. It goes from one dog did it, now it's up to 3 dogs did the same thing. But we were told no dog had Sebastian's scent. Not past the driveway.
That was Max.
Yeah.
Now, 3 of these dogs go in that exact same route. I only know of one that jumped in the pond, but 3 dogs went the same route.
Wow.
Did me and Sheila on our way down there that day? You need to go?
No.
Okay.
I've got it. They just told me he's coming back around. So.
Okay. Sheila on her way down there, she got her phone and looked up sex offenders in that area. You know, you got a sex offender, registered sex offender within 8 minutes of your address.
There's 5.
Are they 5? It only showed us 1, but 1 is enough to at least let a person know that, you know, anything's possible. And again, everybody.
1 law enforcement went to all 5 registered sex offenders.
Great. Okay.
All their records, know exactly their exact whereabouts.
That's great.
Everything.
Okay. See, that's things like people. That's what I'm saying. As far as me as an investigator and Sheila both, as far as that, but that's things that people. We mentioned that on the way down. We didn't mention sex offender. We just said there's 1. Well, I think we said so because we didn't want to say sex on the YouTube.
RSOs.
Yeah.
Or SROs, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. we just don't think that the finger point in time is now, and definitely with nothing to go on than what people's got. And Sheila and I were just, again, we're YouTubers. Of course, this is our hobby. We enjoy it. Parents don't want to hear that, or step parents, but
no. I will save you the kid gloves, because Katie and I had these conversations with law enforcement.
okay.
And it's simple. There's the answers. When all this is said and done, there's only two answers that are going to come out of this.
Yeah.
One, Sebastian is
Yes,
going to come home.
just
safe
my
and sound, but
girl.
He's going to have
Yes.
some, he's not going to feel, he's going to need a lot of mental psychologists.
Sure.
That's what I look for. That's what he's going to need. Or two.
Okay. Here's where things get a little interesting. We're going to go back just a tad. Let's go up a little bit. Listen real close to what Mr. Chris has to say about the possibilities of Sebastian.
We enjoy it. Parents don't want to hear that, or step parents, but
No. I will save you the kid gloves, because Katie and I have had these conversations with law enforcement.
okay.
And it's simple. There's the answers. When all this is said and done, there's only two answers that are going to come out of this.
Listen.
Sebastian is going to come home safe and sound, but he's going to have some, he's not going to feel, he's going to need a lot of mental psychologists.
Sure.
He's going to come home safe and sound, but he's going to need a lot of psychologists. Friends, do you recall me talking about the ARC facilities in Pennsylvania, and every state has them? One of our subscribers talked to me about her grandson was in a facility. He was released right after our video about the ARC Pennsylvania, because some things we said was a little too touchy. That young man went in with light brown hair, had a little gold touch to his hair, nice crew cut, handsome young man. He was released, unrecognizable. The things that happened to him in that place has put that young man in a very dark place right now, still to this day. And Mr. Chris is exactly 100% correct. If Sebastian was in a place like that when he is released, he will need help. Keep that in mind.
He's not going to feel, he's going to need a lot of mental psychologists.
Sure.
That's what I look for. That's what he's going to need. Or two, Sebastian will be found dead in the woods.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I believe it's the latter. I honestly believe within 2 miles circumference around there. Sheila thinks around the school. She thinks she was wanting to ask Katie if he had a favorite teacher, if he had.
He will be found unalive in the woods. No in between. Not he was with a friend this whole time or a family member. Very to the point, wouldn't you say? Very, very crudely to the point. In the woods somewhere. I wonder if his mother owns that property.
Was he comfortable going to school? All these questions about school. And Sheila feels that he was headed toward the school for some reason. And
so here's what I can tell you about that. Around the school, so between the high school, elementary, and the middle school, there's 400 cameras.
wow.
See, I knew there was cameras.
Okay.
I mean, that includes inside, outside. There's 400 cameras. They have pulled the footage from all of those cameras.
Okay.
See?
and nothing was seen on the cameras.
Wow.
They have scoured the football field.
Yeah.
Back behind the football field, there was a field. And of course, I'm native to that area.
Sure.
So and I actually went to Beach Elementary when I was a little kid.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, there's not very much in that area
Yeah.
that somebody's like, well, I'm over here. I'm like, I can tell you're over next to so-and-so's
Yeah.
house. Or, if you go up this road right here and you go dogleg back to the left, and it snakes around. And blah, blah, blah. And people are like, how do you know this? Because I'm from here. It's
You probably played in a lot of those hills.
around the school has been very, very heavily searched.
okay.
Yes, Holly, not a lake or a pond, but woods. Very matter of fact. No remorse, no expression, no sadness in his voice. It's one or the other. Isn't that something? And we're supposed to believe him?
Steve, and there's a couple other folks that have thermal drones and drones and stuff like that outside of law enforcement, not with law enforcement, that we've kind of been, when we can, we get together and we're like, all right, we're going to look at this area, we're going to go search here. And we're kind of doing some, what do you call it, like not coordinating, but
Grid search.
sectioning off. Yeah, there you go, grid searching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we was wondering, if a person, see, that's what they didn't do over there. And if you'll just get in a line, and that way, when you go through an area,
Yeah.
you know for a fact that without a doubt, there's nothing there. And then you can mark that off. If a person knew for a fact for those 2 miles around your all's place, I would feel so much more comfortable and say, okay, it's something else. He's in a vehicle. There's somebody, something's more to it. But for him just to be gone and no vehicle going down the road, nothing like that. It's
Sebastian, just,
afraid we're gonna mess him up.
yeah, I don't want to.
No, you're fine.
Okay, don't let us mess you up there. I know you're busy. Maybe later on, if you and Katie get a chance, you sit down and talk. Like I said, if you decide to talk to us or something, we'd love to do I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm about like you. We're straightforward. We'd love to do a video.
Yeah, I mean, we all try to do what we can, and we try to answer all the questions, and everybody wants to come up with some crazy stuff, but it comes to what could have happened, what may have happened.
Yeah. Oh, Sheila, you ask them.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you all think happened to little Sebastian? Do you have?
I'm down to I'm only down to 2 scenarios here.
Okay.
And they, what I feel probably the most reasonable in my head that makes sense. So the first one is very simple.
Okay.
Sebastian got up, walked out of the house, walked out in the woods. He's out there somewhere, and we can't find him.
Okay.
That's the simple one.
That's
Right.
Sometimes simple is the way it is, but go ahead.
Now the second one, Sebastian walked out of the house. Either it was planned or he was lured out of the house, or something triggered him to leave out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was planned. What convenient word there, Mr. Chris. Planned, like the fog machines in the backyard that night. Gotcha.
And walked out of the house. I personally feel he got to Long Hole Pike, and he got picked up in a car, and they headed westbound on Long Hole Pike.
Wow.
And westbound goes to I-65.
Don't forget, Worshams is on Long Hole Pike.
Now, there's a license plate reader on Long Hole Pike that goes, if you're traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville going toward Gallatin down Long Hole Pike, there's a license plate reader right there. And 76 cars from the hours of midnight to 6 a.m. were registered on that LPR.
Okay. Wow.
So all of those cars have been accounted for. Now, what has not been accounted for is if you were traveling westbound, so if you were going from Gallatin to Goodlettsville,
Mhm.
the one camera that could have picked anything up was not working. Hadn't been working for 3 years, and that's at Long Hollow Pike and New Shackle, right there at the corner of by the school.
Wow.
Oh, conveniently, right about the area where Worshams is. There's not a license plate reader. Gotcha, Mr. Chris. Thanks for the info.
Wow.
It hasn't worked for 3 years now. Whether or not they're going to work it now, I don't know, but it hadn't worked for 3 years. So anybody going, like I said, westbound down Long Hollow Pike could have picked up Sebastian, picked him in a car, hauled butt down to I-65, and you'd have never known.
That was our
Wow.
second.
Yeah.
This morning we were talking.
Okay, don't forget, there are back roads to take off of Long Hollow Pike to get to Gallatin where there are no license plate readers. Wonder about that route.
We've been on it all day again, but and we talked. Our first one, of course, is he wandered off. The second one is we talked about a sex offender or somebody, just a crime of opportunity.
And see, I mean, that's all I have to go on. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, all of Sebastian's shoes are accounted for. So this is what's going to kind of throw you off a little bit. Sebastian, you know, all of his shoes are at the house.
Right.
Yes, his eyes,
All of my
yes.
shoes are accounted for. All of Kitty's shoes are accounted for. So Sebastian walking out in the middle of the woods,
Yeah.
I struggle with that one because Sebastian was not a tomboy.
Yeah.
He really wasn't.
That's.
I mean,
okay.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but a fly, spiders,
Ooh.
even like a Charlotte spider, you know, Sebastian freaks out. That's not him.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
That's not him, remember, but we're supposed to believe the child walked out of his home barefooted 18 months ago. That's what we're supposed to believe. In the middle of the dark, he walked out of his home. But yet, he's going to sit here and tell us he's afraid of insects, critters. Lord help us.
we used to have snakes, and he was all about the ball pythons. He was all about that.
Wow. Yeah.
But insects, no.
Oh,
No.
God, that was hard. God, let
He
us
was not a
hard.
kid that liked to get out there in the dirt and play with cars and trucks and Tonka toys like we all used to do as kids, back when kids could be kids,
Sure.
you know?
So he didn't go out
That's
into.
not Sebastian.
So he didn't like to go hiking or nothing like that then.
He liked hiking, but it wasn't like as we all used to do as kids, where we just walk off in the woods and we just
Yeah.
Right.
didn't care and walk our way back home. No, we used to go hiking when we lived in California down trails and stuff. I mean, all that stuff has been marked
Right.
and they're well known and stuff like that. And that stuff, yes, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bless his heart.
Well, listen, buddy, we appreciate you calling
Thank
us.
you
That's-
so
yeah.
much.
That's if it don't never go no farther than this, we've enjoyed at least and you know, and you haven't told us nothing that we didn't figure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're exactly what I figured you would be like.
No, I got nothing to hide. I mean,
Yeah, Charlene, I'll
and
show
this
you
was
just a
very
minute.
off, but me and Katie are kidless.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter lives in New Mexico with my ex-wife, and Sebastian lived with us.
Yeah.
And we don't have either one of our kids. Well, I mean, we're guilty because we're not a Hallmark drama MTV story.
Yeah.
You know, Katie's not out there dropping to her knees in the middle of the yard,
Yeah.
screaming and crying,
Yeah.
and I'm not out there just ripping everybody's heads off
Yeah.
and that's not me.
It's not you, Mr. Chris? So that wasn't you we heard cussing Brittany J, saying all those disgusting things? Telling her to start a shotgun? That's not you? What? Man, I need to go to the ear doctor and make sure my ears are hearing correctly. because I thought that was you, Mr. Chris, because that's how you are.
But don't get me wrong, I have that side.
Yeah, I think we all do.
It's-
And I think
It's
that's
just
what's,
not the time.
yeah. And, hi, buddy, we're
Pray for you.
yeah, we're praying for you. That's for sure. And we feel for you, feel for both of you, and just wish you the best. And if we can ever do anything, we're a phone call
Well,
away.
on a funny note, Katie didn't understand when somebody brought it up to us that y'all were looking, and she goes, "Well, the Hatfields and McCoys are involved now." And I said, "In what capacity?"
Yeah.
Because I said, "There could be a good thing, there could be a bad thing. It just kind of depends."
Yeah.
What do you mean? I said, "Do you not know the history of the Hatfields and McCoys?" And she goes, "No." I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
So that's probably one of the longest running family feuds in the entire history of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm both.
And she was like, "What?" I said, "Oh, it's a deadly feud.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not a haha. Well,
Yeah.
you called me a name and I'm gonna call it. No, people were killed between
Yes.
the Hatfields and McCoys."
Oh.
And this was back in Prohibition days, and she was like, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah." Bless your heart, you don't know the history. She's like, "No."
Yeah.
She's, "But I know they got a museum in Gatlinburg." I
Yeah.
said,
My great grandmother was Nancy Hatfield. My great grandfather was Asa McCoy. I'm actually both. And that's where we were born and raised. At Sheila and I.
Okay.
I'm actually
Future aunts with your great
we're related. I mean, I'm right down the line with DNA and all. That's another thing that gets me with your all's cases. Over the years, Sheila and I we have these Hatfields come out and McCoys, and they say I'm related here. I'm related. And first thing I done was take a DNA years ago to show people, But these people to this day have never taken a DNA, but they claim to be. Well, if you are who you say you are, there's easy things out there to do. And Sheila and I have really our investigative skills. And again, what we done over there was God.
Right.
We was in those woods for 6 days. I went in a sinner that I never thought I would be able to straighten up because I had gotten hard with 40 years of police work. I was hard. I'd seen things and done things and God in those 6 days between him and Sheila, he softened me, and everybody thought. And they think that we solved that case. God solved that. God
showed us where to go.
God led us to those birds, and then Sheila's nose to that. I don't know if you've seen that video or not. It's on our YouTube where we've actually found the body while we're live streaming, and that was God, and it just changed my whole life. Now the next thing we hear is look for Sebastian Rogers. We'd never heard of Sebastian.
Yeah,
At first we kept just pushing it aside because we're not. That was God. That wasn't us. We didn't do nothing special. And but then after a while, we got up one morning, and that's the day we come down there. She said, "What are we gonna do there?" Something like that. And I said, "You want to drive down to Henderson?" We done said we wasn't going to go, and we ended up in Hendersonville. We ended up going up that graveyard, and we ended up just trying to see if God leads us here, leads us there, and none of us, God's got a plan in life, no matter what it is. We're not going to change what His plan is, but at least we can go where we think we need to be and do what we can. Maybe the cops know something that they're not telling everybody. I don't know, but it certainly isn't in nothing that Sheila and I have seen. And we got on there the other night, and we put it out there and said, "Hey, we'd like to talk to the parents." There's two sides to every story. There's three sides. This, you got Seth, you and Katie, and then you got what really happened to Sebastian. So,
see, the problem with a lot of people out there doing this is they let that alligator mouth overload their little tadpole behinds.
well, that's true.
And my question to everybody is when you eat crow, do you prefer mustard or just straight?
Yeah.
Because when the truth comes out,
Oh, and that's why.
wrong.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the apologies. Now, will we ever get them? Probably.
If you ever, you all talk, and if you ever want, we're here. We will do anything we can for you. We've got some questions. I don't care to let Sheila take a snapshot of them and send them to you. You can see our questions, and you know what?
I mean, we can't even go to church without being photographed.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That was one of our questions. Do you all go to church? Yeah.
Yes, sir. We try and go when we can.
It's free.
The problem is, even at our church, that
People.
you would think that people are supposed to be there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Yeah.
they might be, but they still need to do a lot of digging and a lot of searching to find the goodness.
Yeah.
Because people go online as soon as church is over. They were at church today. How dare they show their how dare you?
Yeah.
And what gives you the right to say that? I can't be at church. What gives you the right to say that?
Yeah. I arrested a guy's son one night for DUI. We went to the same church for years, and I thought he loved us, made over. It's like, oh man, I was the chief of police and went to church that next Sunday, that morning, Saturday night. I arrested his son and come in there and reach out, shake hands like we'd done for years, and turned his back on me. And I thought, wow. I mean, no way I would lie or fib or anything on his son. He knew his son was guilty, but it was like, I may have kept his son from getting killed or killing somebody that night, drunk. But that was the last time that I was in that church. It was just, it really broke my heart. But so I don't know. Don't buddy. It says a personal relationship. We're to have a personal. You're sitting there in that loader. You can sit there and talk to the good Lord and have as good as you can in any church. So just don't let that get you down.
Well, we've started doing this. Actually, so a gentleman from I think it was North or South Carolina, he reached out to me, and he's a pastor, and we talked through messages, Facebook Messenger. He's got us doing this grievance course.
Oh, wow.
So he's got a workbook in the journal, and there's videos, and we're fixing to start getting into this grievance course.
Sure.
And I told Kay, I said, maybe we should do this. I said, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
I said, we're always grieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Maybe this just might be a way to ease it. Maybe, I don't know. I said, but we got to try something.
Yeah.
Sheila lost her father 2 months ago, and a month later, she lost her only sister. And then a couple weeks later, we find that body over there, and so she had it rough for so yeah, that can't hurt. Anything like that's got to be try to stay on the straight and narrow and think positive, pray, and that's all you can do in something like this. I wouldn't want to be where you're at. I know that.
Bless your heart.
But this is my cell phone number. You can call me, text me, whatever. I a lot of times if I don't answer, I'll send a text message back or whatever.
We'll try not to bother you.
Yeah,
No, you're fine. Trust me.
Yeah.
You are fine.
Well, we've enjoyed it. We definitely enjoy our conversation. We was coming back this yesterday, and we got to we went over and covered. I don't know if you've seen that lady that killed her mother and then cut her arms and legs off and her head and put her in.
Okay, we're going to stop it right here. They go on just a little bit more, but not long. So, first of all, let me get back over here. Bobby, thank you for gifting those 5 memberships. If you were one of the lucky people to receive a membership, please make sure to thank our beautiful Bobby for that. That was so gracious of her. And welcome to the South, y'all.
Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a break and get down? Welcome to the South.
Nathan, thank you so much. That is so super sweet. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you. I want to read a comment that was put here by Newbie Now. Day 1, first comment on first Facebook page, several people. It's not what you think. I remember that. I always wondered what that meant. But I do think there are so many people involved, and it is to cover up something, to avoid having something else found. I don't know, but a lot of people in that area have questions as well. And I tell you, that was just a typical conversation with Mr. Chris. I guess you have to be so kind and polite and very sweet and precious to him just to keep him talking. And that's probably why I'm not going to get any contact with Mr. Chris, because I'm not going to stroke his ego. My heart does feel bad for Katie and for Chris. But it feels bad because when you're the mother and your child disappears and there is activity coming and going from the back of your home hours before, something was being covered up. Something happened. And when that one flashlight goes back to the back of their home, goes in that house and locks those doors, there's only one person left at 6 o'clock that morning. And to me, that speaks volumes. I have lost a child. I know what that's like. There was no vacations a week later. There were no extra stuff happening in my life. I couldn't function. And as far as Mr. Chris goes, I don't believe 80% of what comes out of his mouth. And from the very, very beginning, when you hear the story of what happened, and those stories get so mixed up and changed around so many times, there's no way they're telling the truth. And I feel bad for anybody who has to live with that in their life. Miss Kelly, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. We love you so much. So glad to have you as one of our lollipops. Welcome to the South.
Welcome, welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a right and get down? Welcome to the South.
Welcome, Miss Kelly. Newbie, thank you so much. It is a hard road to lose a child. And I was lucky enough to have my child for 27 years. But it doesn't matter the age. A mother should never, ever, ever outlive a child. Jen knows. Jen in Georgia knows. It messes with your life. You can't hardly function. There will be days when it brings you to your knees. I just told her the other day, out of the blue, something can hit you and your knees just want to buckle. You don't want to plan vacations. You don't want to go to Disney and take your stepdaughter to Disney and have a wonderful, loving vacation. Because, see, you feel guilty when you're a mother and your child is missing in your life. Because you don't know that your child's out there able to smile and enjoy himself. And I cannot understand a mother that can just go on with life and just keep going. It makes no sense to me. And I've heard Mr. Chris on other channels having a good old grand time, attacking people, hating on people. And no, I do not have any respect for him. But I will say, when this is all over and done and solved, and if they are not guilty, I will apologize. for instantly blaming them, but I will still feel the same way. They did this to themselves. They did it to themselves. They put themselves in a position for us to question them more and more and look at them as if they're guilty. Because it has been 5 years since I last saw my son. I could still remember every detail of that day I had before I got that phone call. I can remember what he was wearing. I can remember every minute of that day. Katie couldn't even remember the whole story 2 weeks in. And that's a red flag for me. Yeah, per Mr. Chris, you need to move on. Just move on. Sorry. I will have a broken heart for the rest of my life. No question. But I guess that's the difference between me and Sebastian's mother. And it is because of their actions, because of their words, and because of the things that we know and we see that I will continue to question them. Oh, goodness. Just my girls. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's hard. It is hard. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I've lost my parents. I've lost my grandparents, aunts, uncles, some cousins. I lost my sister. But I could never imagine what it was like to lose a child. Because I always thought, well, they'll go on. They'll find a way. I spent 2.5 years never caring if I ever woke up the next morning. It is a struggle that I wish not even on my worst enemy. It's absolutely devastating to a mother to lose a child she gave birth to, no matter the age. But I continue to go on every day because I know that's what he would want. Even on my hardest, darkest days, I somehow make it through. And I keep going. And I do it for him. Guys, I want to thank you all for being here today. That's the first we've heard from Mr. Chris. And somebody asked me when this was out. I was going to look at the date real quick and let y'all know. This was put out 23 hours ago. And it said, we are on the phone with Chris Proudfoot. That's all it says. But they were out looking for little Jaden Spicer and went to Hendersonville, Tennessee, and looked around. He talked about that in that phone call. So it's been recent, is what I would say. And sounded as if he was back to work because, life goes on, right? Everything's hunky-dory. But I still have questions for him. I still see shadows in the back of their yard area, the common area. I still have questions. But it's very interesting to me how he spoke out and he said the words, he either will come back home one day and be okay, but need mental help. The phone call happened October 2024. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tina girl. I could just assume that it was sooner than that, but thank you for that. But to say that your child's going to come home but might need mental help really bothers me, knowing what has happened to a young man that I've heard about that was in one of those places. Yes, very good book. If you've never read this book, read it. It's a book called It's Okay That You're Not Okay. Now, if he is in a facility, that young man needs our prayers harder than anything right now, because those are not good places. And our story on the Ark of Pennsylvania would ring even louder in my head. I would have to think of that more and more, because is that a actual possibility? The man who I wonder and question is Yellow Coat Guy. The guy that I think looks a lot like him is a real estate attorney, real estate accounts, and everything. But he's also on the board of one of those facilities. The man in the yellow jacket who had a picture on his phone, the phone he had in his hand there at the takeout window, that looked exactly like Sebastian sitting at Texas Roadhouse just minutes prior. If that is that man, he would need a photo for identification, and you cannot enter with your own shoes. You are given slides when you enter those facilities. So barefoot would make sense. A lot of the pieces fit for that possibility. But then again, the thought of him being out in the woods, no longer alive, was very chilling to me, because it seems that every time someone's searching out in the woods, that's where they are personally told to leave and don't come back. You don't need to be here. You are not wanted here. So that makes you wonder more and more and more. And I've wondered about his mother being at Worsham's that morning, bright and early, before the phone call was ever made. Was she there to pick up Sebastian and pass him off to Mr. Chris to take away, going east? Is that what was happening that day? Questions, lots of questions. And still not a lot of answers. And that's the most frustrating part of all. Sebastian's voice deserves to be heard. His story deserves to be told. And that's what we're here for. Not for Mr. Chris, not for his mommy, not for his wife. We're here for Sebastian. And that is what My passion is all about being able to have Sebastian's story told because he deserves it. His life was ridiculed. He was ridiculed. He is the child that went to school and told his teachers, and CPS reports were made in his home, from his home. His home life was bad. And just weeks prior to him going missing, there was another open report. And hours before he's missing, there's lights in the backyard, and he's trying to tell us it's a trash truck? Lord, people, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out something's not right here. His voice has been taken away from him, and he deserves the truth to be spoken. So, guys, I'm going to let you get out of here and let y'all get on and do your things you got to do. Like I say, I apologize for coming on so late and not putting out a notice or anything, but life happens. And, guys, yes, please, if you will, email Blue Eyes Jewel at gmail.com. Blue Eyes Jewels at gmail.com. She's needing help with some things, and it's all pertaining to Sebastian. So send her an email and get in touch with her, and maybe all of us can help in different ways. And she is working on some really great stuff for Sebastian. So please, if y'all don't mind, send her an email. And I will be on tomorrow. We're going to look into some more pictures that were shared with me. We'll look at those. We'll just hang out tomorrow and just talk some more about Sebastian. So y'all definitely, I will do my best to put out a notice early enough so everybody has time, but make sure to join us again tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Sea Star Splash. Oh, love you so much. Thank you all for being here. And oh, thank you, Diana or Diane. Thank you. But is Miss Rhonda okay? She was in here earlier. I'm not sure. She may have had someone stop by her house or something. We'll have to check on her. But thank you all so much. Thank you for the gifts, the super stickers, for the memberships. Guys, it really does help. Thank you so much. So, with that being said, okay, I will call you. I promise, Jen. I got busy last night right afterwards, and then I laid down for a minute just to relax and fell asleep. Oh, hold on. TJ said, hold on, hold on. Don't know what I'm holding on for. We're holding. Everybody, tight grip. Hold on, hang on. Okay. Miss Kathy says this is about Miss Rhonda. She could be a lot better. Okay, say prayers for Miss Rhonda, please. So, yes, thank you. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Okay, hold up. We're still holding. What are we doing, TJ? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Too funny, too funny. Okay, so we're holding on. We're gonna see what we're checking on here. Oh no, I'm gonna call Jen in Georgia. Yeah, I'll call her. I'll call Jen when I get through here. that's I'll call her. Yeah. All right, guys. Y'all make sure to come back and join us again tomorrow. I love having y'all here. Y'all are so fun. And thank you all for being so kind and respectful in chat. Everybody's got opinions, and it may not be the same, and that's okay. As long as we can all respect each other, we can have a really great time here, and that is our number one goal. So, with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, love and hugs, everybody. Good night.